Annette from the Art of Intuition, and today we are very lucky to have some other people who are doing the Ascension journey. I know sometimes I feel like it's just me, and but I'm always I'm reminded that it's not. And these are some amazing people that are from a group that I participate in once a month, or that call once a month. That's how I know their faces. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we're going to bring some topics forward today. So there might be some other people here that you resonate with more than me. And at the end of this, I'll let everyone show where you can find them on their social links. And also I will put it in the description in the bottom. So, okay, you want to go first, Leopold? You go first.
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Leopold. I live in Sweden. I'm a transformation life coach, and I'm looking forward to this meeting. Thank you.
Okay, Brita, you want to go?
Hi, my name is Brita Holmberg, and I have a website called ourbrilliantlight.com, and I currently am do animal communication sessions. I love working with animals, do intuitive support sessions, Akashic records readings, and light language, kind of working through how I'm serving with that. But yeah, I have a lot of different offerings to support people. It's great to be here.
Hey, Collette.
Hi, my name is Collette Ferrigno. I'm from Connecticut, and I'm just so happy to be here having this beautiful conversation. I've been doing this journey for seems like a lifetime, and I just want to talk about Ascension and what it means and have conversations on how we can move forward from here. So happy to be here. Thank you, Annette.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so I know one thing that came up for me, and one thing that I wanted to talk about how our bandwidth changes. Because as we go through Ascension, we go through different parts of, we feel like we're so overwhelmed in the beginning, and we kind of have that awakening and then the Ascension, right? And we're so overwhelmed by everything, to me, an awakening. And then we get to Ascension and we feel overwhelmed kind of in different ways. And then you start to see like, maybe I can bring a little bit of stuff in here, a little bit of stuff in here. I can start bringing more things together. So I'll let you all share. I mean, I don't know who wants to start. We can go in that order, Leopold, Brita, and then Collette for this one, and then we can switch to something else or anything else you guys want to bring forth. I thought that might be a good one to get the ball rolling, because I think a lot of people feel like they're the only people, or, like there's no men doing it. So I'm glad Leopold's here to show, no, there's boys doing it too. Or that we're kind of the only ones, or like we don't have the same, like I say, we can all go through an experience, and we can go through the experience, and you might go, well, I'm not going through the same thing, but energetically, but wait, that is the same thing. I might not be going through it with my boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or lover, but with my boss, I'm having that interaction, and it's teaching me the same thing. And sometimes it's good to kind of bridge that. And sometimes you can start to feel that, like, it's not exactly the same, but energetically what they're going through is what I'm going through, so. All right, does anybody want to start? You can raise your hands, or if you just want to go in the same order for this one, we can. It's up to you. Oh, come on. Who wants
I'll start.
Okay, go ahead, Brita.
Okay. So this is actually making me remember when kind of first realized I was going through Ascension. I was working a corporate job in Los Angeles, and I was fortunate enough to have a couple of friends that were also, or people I was connected with, that were going through Ascension too, and then connecting with Lisa's community, the community that we're in. But I just remember, like, it was a stressful job, but I would literally be sitting like at my desk doing this customer service work, and like feel like these body upgrades and things going on, while I'd be having to answer emails or phones, and it just became like kind of harder and harder to be at that job. So I ended up leaving, and then had a period where I was not working, and then it was becoming harder to support myself, and that's when I ended up moving in with my parents. And I mean, and I realized that that needed to happen so that I could not work for a time being. I mean, my work was different because I was here supporting them, cooking, cleaning, running a household. And but I mean, and that's what happens with our journeys all look so different. And it's like I wasn't bringing in, money in the same way, but it wasn't where it was supposed to. Yeah, that wasn't what was supposed to be happening for me. I needed to be here working through programming, lots of programming, considering I was back with my parents. But they were here supporting me. And I was also was able to show them about living in community, living in and how all of us eventually will be living in these communities, supporting each other, doing, trades, and where, things where money doesn't have to, come into the big picture. So, so it's just interesting how, yes, we all have, it's like looking back, it's just like, oh my gosh, like how, if I'm looking with my human eyes or my brain, my mind, then it's just been like the most craziest but interesting and amazing journey. And I mean, I'm coming on, I think, like year 5 at my parents, and I was like, oh, I'll only be here like a year. But it's like I've just grown so much. I've been able to just, do so much with my journey, really work with my nervous system, obviously continuing to happen. So yeah, I mean, that's a share for now. Our journeys are definitely all going to look so different. And it's been interesting to see their shifts and changes too. So.
Yeah, I think, especially with the parent stuff, I feel like I'm doing a lot of ancestral karma with that and really working through, because I always think you want the sexy journey or you want the sexy reality, the one our human envision, but I'm like, you can't have that till you go do that. You got to go work through your stuff here first. You can't get to that one. Not that I don't know if we ever get the one we thought we're going to get, our human had built it, but it's like I kind of want to go do that one, but I can't do that one yet because I got so much of this shit in the way that's messed up with my parents, or that's mixed up over here.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I get to, I can't even get there yet. I can't get there yet. There's too much stuff mixed up in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I feel like for me that there was, I mean, I went through so much depression, heavy depression and anxiety and medication and all of that. And so I feel like, suppression, right? Repression, suppression, depression. And yeah, it's definitely a family trait. So really seeing that and learning ways to speak up more and more.
Yeah.
And speak with kindness.
Yeah. All right, who's next? Okay, Leopold, go.
It's a very good question. I haven't answered this question before. Let's see how it goes. First of all, I'm so excited to be on my Ascension journey with you. I know you since before. And every day there is something new. Every day now there is something new to me to reflect upon, or a new experience to take in and grow from. And lately there has been tough decisions, but in the microcosmos, in my world, I choose not to follow old patterns. I choose not to follow old beliefs, and I can choose and know that I'm choosing the right thing now. Before I couldn't. I didn't know. I didn't choose. I just reacted on old mindsets and beliefs. But my journey started 20 years ago in a military air shelter, where we were gathering because the enemy was flying with enemy aircrafts. So the command was shelter, shelter, and we all ran in there. I remember us sitting there asking myself, what am I doing here? Why am I here? I didn't like my work. I didn't like what I was doing. Why wasn't I back home doing the things I wanted to do? So when I come back to Sweden, I divorced myself. And all this went really quick. I quit my job as a military officer for 30 years, and I moved to Örebro, where I'm living now. And all this happened very quickly because I know deep inside of myself, this wasn't the correct thing for me to live by. And the energy in Stockholm wasn't correct. I love my kids, that's not the thing, but I had to move and stretch my wings. And so I come here to Örebro, and after a couple of years I was invited to Lisa's group, and that's the story for me. And every day is a miracle or something to hug into, to dissolve in my life. So I'm really, really happy to see my progress from going from sleeping, afraid, taking baby steps, and then trying to do the correct thing. Following my heart, not follow and do things that I thought I have to do. Are you with me?
I know. It's so much of this journey where we feel like, I think, I don't know if I'm the first one to say it. But I would say we stop feeling normal and we start feeling natural. It's that subtle shift where we're not doing the normal stuff we would normally do, but we don't feel right, but that was not our natural state. So we go through this part where we don't feel like we belong anywhere. Like I felt like it's like I don't really feel like I belong in the human worlds anymore, but I haven't built anything else and I don't know how to build anything else. So you keep trying to build it the old way and it keeps collapsing because you're trying to take these huge concepts and shove them back into human realities to make those work. Trying to retread those tires because you're like, why doesn't this work? And let me just throw some crystals in here. Maybe now it'll work, and it's still not working. None of this is working. I don't understand. We keep doubling down on it, but all that stuff's supposed to pull us out. It's not supposed to ingrain us in. It's supposed to pull us out. We get tricked by, oh, you do this stuff and it'll help you. What we don't see is that it's going to help you out of the human realities.
Yeah.
It's not like in the movie The Matrix where they just plop Neo out and he's out. It's a long extraction process for us. It's a long extraction process for us to get out because of so many things that we thought it had to look like. And I think that's why we start feeling all the issues with we don't have the money to really create anything new. Because honestly, if I did, I'd have created it the same way. I'd have just gone back and created the same stuff I had before because I didn't know any different. So Collette, I'm going to let you go. And you can share whatever you feel like you want to share about it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, for me, it started, I don't even know. I have no concept of time, years and years ago. I've always been hiding, and my husband was powerful, did everything, ran a company, and it gave me the excuse to hide behind him because he was always in front. Then my universe said, no, you don't get to do that anymore. And he had some health issues and everything 360. I became the one who had to make all the decisions. I became the one who had to, care for him. And while going through all of this, I was awakening. And I just always felt in my heart there's something more, but I just was too busy hiding. And it's only recently now that I've taken off the mask and come out and, I want to have these conversations. I want to reach out to people and know that I'm not alone in going through this. And it's funny because since I did take off the mask and I put myself out there, I have family members, you
Yeah.
know, reaching out to me like, oh, this is going on with me. I have my daughter's girlfriends reaching out to me. And, it just feels good to be able to, help people and have conversations about, this mass awakening that's going on. And, now what are we going to do? How are we going to change the systems and all new, where it's fair for everybody and not just a few,
Mhm.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to watch how the collective sort of because we kind of go through things sort of, you know, kind of in a different way, and how the collective see certain. I'm pretty sure Lisa, and for those of you who don't know, we're talking about Lisa Transcendence Brown. She has a lot of work on YouTube. She has a lot of work everywhere. She's terrific, and we've all kind of listened to her teaching. We're in a group that she does. So we all encourage you to look for her work, because her work is really, you just, to me, it's just the tip top of everyone, because she's just gone so far. But I think, I totally forgot what I was going to say. It happens all the time. I had a thought and then it was gone, but
It's a
I don't
normal
know.
day for me.
Yeah, really.
I remember. I had it and then it was gone, but I think it's funny to watch where all the collectives are, and how, certain things would happen to people at certain times, right? And certain parts of people's light body, their awakening would start. And because it would happen around in the 50s, everyone would call it, okay, that's a human, say it's a midlife crisis, because so many people are going through it at the same time, right? And that's got to be something like that. But it's just our awakenings. A lot of people had that programming in their body to go at a certain time, right? And the same thing, I know we had a discussion, it was a discussion the other day where people were talking about what a female would call menopause, right? And because everyone would go through these things around the same time, it got labeled as that. But like, for me, when I cleared a lot of my stuff, some of my stuff earlier, when I got to that part of my journey, I didn't go through anything. Like I had nothing. I had nothing, because I'd already cleared it, which showed me it's not anything like that. It's not you go through these symptoms at this age because of this. It's a clearing. It's happening in the body because it's your time to clear this. And a lot of people do it around the same time because that's a collective they were linked up to. So it gets labeled as certain things. But that showed me that, because I had, been doing a lot of clearing myself, had realities collapse, been going through all these emotions for at that point, at this point now, almost a decade, a little over a decade, that when I got to that point, there's no point. There's no set point that this is going to happen, because we've already worked through a lot of that stuff. So you start to see the chinks in the human world.
Yes.
You start to see how that doesn't really make any sense. And people look at when I talk and they probably think, well, you don't make any sense, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, I get that for a lot of people. But then I look at some of the human world and goes, that doesn't make any sense. That we get so conditioned. And I think, Collette, you bring up a great point about how, you don't realize the people who are going to connect with you until you start saying something. And then you get people you never thought.
Yeah.
Like these are people they were kind of like tertiary characters maybe in your life before. They weren't the main character. They're not the leading man or female beside you or your main friends. These are these tertiary characters in your human world that all of a sudden become very big role players in your ascension journey. That they're recast in a sense. So it's always these people you never thought. And the people you thought were going to be there, they're not there. They're
Yep.
gone.
Yep.
And the
Yeah.
people you're kind of like in the beginning, it's like, I can't believe I'm stuck with these people. These are not the people I wanted. I wanted these other people. But then you realize I can like someone's energy, but I don't like their consciousness. And that's a whole different thing we grapple with. So we can go down that road if you want to. And I don't know if Collette, if you want to speak to some of that, and we can go back around.
Yeah, no, I love how it just all happens organically. It's not something that you plan or can control. It just like, friendships just dissolve. The energy isn't the same and they go and do their thing. And, there's no harsh reality, no misunderstanding. It just all happens organically. And I love that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Britta?
Yeah. It's interesting because I'm seeing some new things happening with family, and yeah, I definitely would find that the stuff with friendships has been a little bit easier to let go of. They just kind of like, yeah, they kind of float away. The family stuff for me is, yeah, it's definitely still, yeah, I can tell where there's, the attachments I have, and, and I see things that will be happening eventually for people in the family, but it's just not right now. And I know for me, being a little further away, and having to say, invitations to gatherings and things, may have to say no to some things coming up. And yeah, I definitely have to work through some grief around that, because
Yeah.
it was always very, always a lot of festive, fun family events. So, yeah. So that, I mean, but that's what it's grief, right? We end up just looking at it as it's grief clearing, right? And we can stay detached from the story, right? So yeah, I definitely am navigating through that right now.
That's a really good word, navigating.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to tell, if there's someone listening and feeling lonely, so I can say, in the beginning I felt lonely, but as the time goes by, I met people, as you say, Collette. We meet them organically, and we connect there and there and there, and all of a sudden you have new friends, new people you can call friends, and that's a beautiful thing. And they are new because I have elevated to something new. So they are new for me with the correct. Well, we are a match. So that's I felt of saying you are not alone on this. You get more and more friends. In the beginning, you can feel lonely. If so,
I think I felt more isolated.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, isolated, yes. But
Isolated. I
friends,
felt
old
isolated.
friends and relatives, they went away.
Yeah.
So and then you move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel, oh, should I call them? And the energy isn't there. So
Yeah.
I love them and say good things and how they will do well and go on by myself. And that's was a realization I didn't have from the beginning, but I have it now. I'm important. We are
Yay.
important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
And you know what? One of the things that I always remember Lisa sharing about was when we don't have a lot of physical people doing this work in our reality. It's because we're like, I mean, that's meant to be, because we're just these, holding the light in this area, and we're not meant to be having others like quite like us in the in the reality. And so it's nice when things happen and we can connect. And I'm so grateful I've gotten to connect, maybe a couple times a year or whenever with other light workers. And it's like, yay.
Yeah.
So fun then.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
love that. I love when we come together. It's family, but it's a different kind of family. It is a light family. And I would just like to say to anybody out there that's feels like they're going through the ascension journey alone and they're afraid, just, don't be. Just speak up, shine your light. That is my, shine your light. How can you help anybody if they can't see you
Yeah.
or feel you?
Yes.
Speak from the heart and shine your light.
And
So
reach
why don't
out.
we get into, why don't we do that? What stops us from doing that in the beginning? Maybe
Oh,
that's
man,
something
I
we
can
can
fix
touch on,
that.
Yeah. Why don't we? Because I know I
Just-
had first video
Wow.
I did, I think I took 8 hours to do my hair. And I was like, oh my God. And by the time I sat there, I had nothing to say. It
Yeah.
was like a minute of nothing. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, oh, and now it's just like no big deal, but before I was like, oh my God, it was such a big deal. And it just also speaks to me now how our external is different. Like we don't need our external to feel anything about ourselves.
Mm.
I'll do hair and makeup because I don't know, I enjoy it. It makes me feel like, okay, I'm gonna go do a video. And it's just something for me to do. I like to have a little artistic with my eye makeup and stuff like that. But the external changes for us. Like we don't need any of that stuff. It's just kind of there if we want to, but we don't get any validation through the external. And I would say my universe took all that external validation away. So even if I wanted it, I wasn't getting it. It's gone. And in a way you are on a ship by yourself for a long time, because if not, you don't learn to do it.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Collette.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we were so programmed,
Yes.
to act a certain way and to fit into the system and, just breaking free of all that, it's just so wonderful not to have that now, just be free, be who you are, be crazy, be,
Be fearless.
Be fearless. Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a weird person, it's fine.
Yeah,
And
and
say
you will,
no.
the people that are attracted to you will be on your energy, they'll feel your energy.
Mhm.
So
And one of the things you said on one of our calls the other day, Colette's really sitting with me. I love that you said it, was that you're saying yes more to the things that you would say no to, and you're saying no
Right.
more to the things that you would say yes to. And it's like,
yes,
yes, the
yeah,
opposite
Yeah.
realms.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like even doing something like this, I would never have considered this even just a short time ago. Like maybe a couple of
Me
months
too.
ago, I would have said, what? But here I am,
Yes, here we
and
are.
that's progress right there.
Yeah. I
And
know I
it's
had
not,
three
not that
people.
bad, right? It's not that bad.
No.
It's
No, and you want to know something else? I have no idea where this is going to take me. Or, I just know that I want to help people
Yeah.
that are going through the same thing. I want to make changes, I want it to be just beautiful for everybody, not
Mhm.
just a few.
Yeah. And one of the things that I feel like has been, because, we've all been sharing things, even if, maybe somebody's not ready to be in front of a camera, as, we've been talking about. It's like still just sharing where we can, right? If it's on social media, if it's on a newsletter, or it's just out with family and friends and just sharing any kind
Yeah.
of inspirational, or, I mean, or, whatever obviously there's a lot of things that I feel like I share mostly, inspirational like materials and things. And, I may be sharing more eventually.
Mhm.
That's going to push me a little bit. But right, all those places we can share.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even figured it out yet, but it's funny because I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I just feel like it happens organically, like
That's
the
correct.
things you're doing now, Britta, the
Mhm.
tools you're sharing. I think it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Mhm.
People need this,
Mhm.
they need the tools that you're
Mhm.
offering, and who knows what's going to
Yeah.
happen. I don't want to commit myself to any one thing, I just having a conversation.
Mhm.
I think
And
the human
pushing.
realm committed us to such doing one thing,
Oh,
and
Right.
Ascension pushes you to do a lot of things.
Mhm.
It's not just the one thing. It wants you to do, because I think our soul wants to do a lot of things. Different aspects of our soul wants to do a lot of things. It doesn't want to be
Yes.
pigeonholed into one thing. But in the beginning, I think we feel, because even in the human realms, people feel lonely because they don't have a connection with themselves. And I think once I realize it's a connection with myself I don't have anymore. You know, I'm so distracted with all the external stuff. I have no connection inside anymore. You know, I remember there was a button years ago I had, and it said something like, I buy things I don't need to impress people I don't like with money I don't have to just, it just kind of summed up the whole, human experience. It's like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And you just keep doing it and you're like, this is just so stupid. And after you just start realizing after a while, it's like, it's just like, you're never going to throw, you're never going to win. You're never going to throw sevens. You're never going to, you're not getting blackjack. You can't win the game, because even if you have mild amount of success, it won't be enough for our human and we're going to want more.
Yes, that's correct.
So we keep going and going and trying to kind of get to this next, and it's not there. Or the people we want to, I think the biggest thing for me was wanting certain people to go on the journey, and you realize none of those people are going. And I think that whether it be parents, whether it be siblings, whether it be, friends, or even if some people have relationships in Ascension, some people don't. Like, I have not had relationships since I've been in Ascension. But that's been my path. But other people work them in and still, because they were married before, and then they're bringing their spouses through too. So everyone kind of, it falls a little differently there. So I don't know if we want to speak to that a little bit, because I think some people feel like, oh, when you go through Ascension, you can't, you don't have kids, or I mean, that's not true. I mean, some people have kids and they're going through Ascension. I don't have children, but I had them before, and then they go through Ascension. Some people are going through Ascension and they have infants, so that, it kind of flips. People are with it. So I know, Leopold, you want to go down that road a little bit, or you want to go down a different road? You don't have to go down that road. You can go down whatever road you want to go.
It's okay. But while I was listening, I thought about what has been a main thing coming with me all these years. And one thing was going against my ego. That's the one thing I can say, do it, just do it. Like and go out of the comfort zone, dare to say no, prioritize yourself. And this is hard lessons for me when I know it. And it's so relaxing to have them, the tools. And not be afraid. Those three things have pushed me or guided me towards who I am today in a really good sense. And
So I don't mean to interrupt you, Leopold, but you said something there. You said tools. So why don't you start with some of the tools you're using? Like, I know you do tapping.
Yeah, I have a
So
method.
just explore that a little bit. I think that'd be so helpful for people.
Okay, I have a method called Leo Navigation Method. It's so new. People don't find it, but I will promote it more and more. And the main thing in that method to feel good or break through or go against mindsets and thoughts and others and find your strength within is to tapping. Tapping is a tool. It came from China with the acupuncture. And now we do it without needles. We tap with our fingers on certain points.
Does it matter which fingers we use?
These
Does
two?
it matter?
Yeah,
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't.
You can do anyway.
Okay.
But
okay.
then do you want to do a round?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yay!
Yay.
I've done it. I did it once a while back, a long time ago, but I haven't done
Okay.
tapping in a long time. So yeah.
Ulf and Gunilla from Peaceful Heart Network in Sweden. If they see this video, thank you guys. You taught me this. So this is a mixture from Barbara Bronsberg's method and Peaceful Heart Net. And you relax yourself comfortably.
Yeah.
And then we start with the karate point. This point.
That
If
point.
you close your hand and
Yep.
just softly. You can
Okay.
do it driving. on your knee, or while we're sitting. Yeah, you didn't see me because in the beginning of this call I was nervous, so I tapped on my knees.
Okay.
It's a very good tool, and the nervous goes down. So okay, the karate point. That's the first point.
Yeah.
And just feel the point. Now it's a really crash course. And do you have any feeling in your body you want to get rid of?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
You don't.
Always something there. There's always something there.
I have a little bit nervous about this call, so I will tap on my nerves in my stomach, in the upper stomach. I feel it sitting here.
Okay.
And you feel something before we continue.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me, because every point we're using, think of the connection bit with the pain in the body or the emotion that you want to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me? Okay.
Yep.
And then put the number on it.
Okay.
Brita, do you have anything?
Mhm.
Do you have a number on it?
I do.
Can you share it? Do you want to?
Sure, it's 8.
8. Okay. Now we go. Did you understand how you do the tapping with the connection on the pain or the emotion?
So does the number represent how strong it is?
Yes, and we're going back to 1 at least, or 0.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So if someone was anxious and they were clearing a lot of anxiety, they would tap. And if they started with a 10, they would tap until they felt like it was lessening. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you just do the tapping, it's like taking a shower without the soap.
Okay. Okay.
So if you tap and have the connection. So the next point is the gamut point. I will show you. It's here.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
The gamut point.
Okay.
And connect to the pain or the emotion you want to get rid of.
Okay.
Oh, it's a lot of energies. I can feel you.
Yeah.
And after that, we go up to the eyebrows. You can do with 3 fingers like this, or you can do 2 fingers here.
Yeah. Okay.
And connect
Okay.
to the feeling or the pain you want to get rid of. Just keep on tapping.
We're tapping.
Ah,
We're tapping.
so, and then we go down on the sides
Okay.
and
The temples.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's really interesting because it's a doctor called Callahan from United States. And he is still operative. And he was helping a lady with water phobia.
Oh,
And
okay.
he was a little bit frustrated. He didn't get through to the woman and could treat her with water phobia. So he started to look for different things. So this point we're coming to now. Now
Oh,
we're
okay.
on the eyes.
Yeah.
He tested it with this woman, and after a while she said, "It's gone." What do you mean it's gone? It's gone. The feeling in my stomach, the water phobia. So she went out to the water outside the office
Yeah.
where he worked and splashed water in her face, and it was gone. It is that simple. Tapping.
You definitely feel an energetic release. Do you have to go in this order, Leopold, or can you go in any
No.
order? Does it matter?
This is a smartphone, but we have a smart body. It's better.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen
I
and
agree
follow
with
your
that.
body. Follow
I
your
agree
body.
with that.
This
I
is
think
just
all of us-
one button.
All of
I'm
us.
feeling more relaxed doing this.
Yeah, it really is amazing because
Yeah.
I've done acupuncture.
And lips. Next point.
Okay.
This is a crash course. Remember
that's-
that. So if you want to learn more, just go into the link I will give to Annette.
Yeah. I'll have it for people.
And
Okay.
then the chin.
Chin. Okay. I might have my lipstick on my chin. It's okay. We're gonna keep going with it. It's okay.
My feeling in my stomach, it's gone now. My nervous. I was nervous. I feel it's gone. So connect with the feeling or the pain.
Yeah.
And then we go to the chest.
Oh yeah.
If let the hands go where it wants to, over the collarbones, sternum.
Well, the high heart is here.
Yeah. And feel where the hands want to tap. Sorry.
I've noticed I've had so many rashes lately. I don't know if anyone else is having rashes, but I'm having
Yeah,
rashes
Me too.
all
Yeah.
over the place.
I have it all. Headaches, rashes, lightning. And then we do the gorilla tapping.
Oh, okay.
Or you can do like this, or you can do this.
Yeah.
What you prefer.
I kind of like the gorilla tapping. It feels empowering. It feels like,
Yeah.
"Woo."
And all these points are on the meridian. And there are thousands of years of
I
experience.
never got the connection between acupuncture and tapping until you just explained that.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
I didn't. I mean, I've had acupuncture, but I didn't realize we were,
Yeah.
instead of using needles, you're basically tapping.
Yeah.
And here,
Now we pat our head. Do we
Yes.
rub our stomach at the same
Gently.
time?
Gently, Leopold.
Yes.
Gently. Okay.
I was one of the times we were doing tapping, I was going like this. Well, not that hard, but I was kind of doing it like this. And he's like, Brita, gently. And I was like, oh yeah.
Well,
But I
the
mean,
pain in
hey,
my-
it's like how I've talked to used to talk to myself, not,
You're like, the pain in my head is now stronger because I'm
And now-
snapping in my head than anything else. I
Okay,
forgot
so
about the pain
now
in the real.
after each round, you do your breath work. I know you all are familiar with something, but I push up my shoulders and I arch back. And I blow out the window everything I want to release.
That was nice. Thank you, Leopold.
And that was one round.
Okay. How many rounds would you suggest people do? Or
Till
just
there
keep
are-
going till you feel better?
They just keep going till they come down to 1 or 0. And
All right,
sometimes
good.
it's hard. Then it's good that you contact some of us who can explain it. You do the tapping when after something good happens as well.
Oh, cool.
You make it last longer.
All right, Britta, it's a hard act to follow, but I'm going to ask you what tools you use. And then Collette, or you can go Collette now and you can follow Britta. It doesn't matter, but that's a question for everybody.
Yep.
You can go ahead, Collette.
Oh, I really don't have any one tool. Meditation. Meditation is my go-to. Moving the body. I love qigong and that kind of stuff. But my
What is
basic,
Qigong? What is that? I don't know what that is.
it's just moving. You ever see them
Okay.
doing this? It's just moving the energy around.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I love that. Gentle movement. I can't do any strenuous exercise right now. I haven't been able to for a long time. So I do gentle movement. I do meditation. Now I have tapping,
So when
That's
you're
it.
trying to work through something, like a program or something comes up and you can see it, feel it, what's your first go-to to try to break through?
Oh, I just need to be near the water. I have to be at the
Okay.
beach or in the water, That's what I love to do, or in nature, go for a walk. Definitely be by myself. Andaras, my andaras, taking pictures, being out in the sun. Yep, all that.
Okay.
These are Andaras in case anybody
Yeah,
on the,
look, yeah, Britta's got a
I
big
have
one. I have a small
wear
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
that's
I love
beautiful.
that
Where'd you
one.
get that
I
from?
love that.
Britta, where'd you
Love-
get it? Did you get that
It's-
from Lisa?
This one was actually a gift from Yuri.
Lois. Oh,
Oh,
Yuri.
really? Okay.
Oh.
Yuri, who got it from Lois.
Oh, I recognize. I felt Lois's energy when you
Mhm.
picked that up.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, and I actually just created on my website in the shop, I actually put up the ebook, the Andara ebook that I
Nice.
just had fun creating. And in the back of it, there's like all of the people that that we've kind of all gotten Andaras from in the past. So, or currently get Andaras from. So if
Yeah.
anybody's interested in that, it's there. It's
Yeah, it's amazing.
gifted.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
I need to get some more. And sometimes Lisa has some, sometimes she doesn't,
Mhm,
depending
mhm.
on, you know, how her store is stocked. But I've kind of just got some, I've gifted a lot of mine away. I only have like some small ones left, a lot of them that we gift. So, okay, Britta, same question for you.
Tools.
You are in the middle of it, in the thick of it.
Yeah. You
What do you,
know,
what do you do to try to move some of it out?
I feel like, um, besides some of the tools that Collette shared, and lately some more tapping, even if it's just, yeah, just doing this kind of thing or here. I would say some more supplements, things like
Okay.
magnesium, which Lisa's shared about in our calls over the years, because it just, you just feel, and I use the liquid magnesium. You can literally feel like your heart muscles like relax, nervous system relax. Um, and things like other kinds of tinctures like ashwagandha, use like lemon balm, schizandra,
Yeah, I've gotten some of sugar.
anything passion flower, um, and baths, Epsom salt baths.
Mhm.
I feel like especially in the evenings, like dinner time, I'm done, really done being around people, and like, the bath is like kind of
Uh-huh. Yeah.
um yeah, redwoods, the beach, nature. If I can't actually get to, the nature that's, that I just absolutely love, like the ocean, then, I've got a beautiful yard here and oaks and our beautiful cat who I
Yeah.
love. And to be honest, I'm still working with doing body releasing. And I can tell, just kind of having been this very heavy masculine type energy,
Mhm.
and just so still making it a priority to, like, get down and stretch, or
Nice.
if it's for 5 minutes, or putting my legs up against the wall, or, and I've done some qigong too. So it's still, I notice my programming is to not do those things. So it's kind of like maybe softly like introducing more of those things into my reality, because I know everything's in our body, right? All those programs.
Well, I think Colette said one of the most poignant things, which was saying yes to the stuff you'd say no to, and say no to the stuff you'd say yes to. And I think sometimes, yeah, that is just, I
Yeah.
know I will go and when I lay down at night, I'll ask to clear it when I'm sleeping. That's a big one for me. I took a whole year of courses on dream work and dreams years and years ago. So I love that space. But I've noticed as I've gone more through Ascension, my dream state changes and I don't really dream anymore like I used to. Sometimes I'll still have extremely clairvoyant dreams when a big shift is coming to kind of prepare. I always say no one gets shocked. You always have some kind of foreshadowing, something's coming. Even our human realms, we had foreshadowing, something was coming. We just didn't see the signs. We didn't notice the signs. We were so distracted with everything else, we didn't pick up on it. But there were shifts in our matrix, shifts in our reality, dreams we would have. We just didn't focus on them because we had so many other distractions. But when all those get removed, you can see it. You can feel when things start to move and feel when things start to shift. And when realities start to break apart, even if it's just that subtle pulling apart, you can feel it. I mean, some people can actually physically see it. And I know a lot of people, when they start going through different parts, if they're transitioning out of the body and they're going to transition through death, they start to see like the realms start to bleed together. They see people that they haven't seen in 30 or 40 years, or they say that everything looks like it's coming apart. because they can start to see through it all. And I know those are the big one. I just like to sleep on it, but sometimes that doesn't get me enough. And then I have to really feel like, do I really want to let it go? And sometimes I'll see it, but I'm like, do I really want to let it go? Because that can be the hardest part. I don't do a lot of content on the light body. Like because I feel like it just wasn't something I was really drawn to do, talk about, and so many other people I think have put such amazing content out there that it didn't really feel like in that space, there was that much I wanted to share on for whatever reason. It's just not something I've done too much on. But I definitely feel like when I get to I know I've been weeding a lot outside too, and I hadn't done that ever really. Never been really a outdoorsy person. And then I'm out there weeding and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm crazy about I will be pull these roots up and pull them up, and I get that clippers, and you kind of go crazy with it after a while. So I think we'll start to wrap up. So I'm going to let everyone go around and just share whatever you want to share, final thoughts. If you want to you can give me the information later, and I will post it on in the YouTube description. If you want to just mention sites now, you can. I know, Brita, you already mentioned yours. But I'll let everyone go around. Leopold, whatever you want to say, you can take as long as you want to. If you want to talk about something different, you can talk about something different. It doesn't matter.
Something that really helps me is earthing.
Okay.
Now that it's cold, you can just hug a tree or put yourself against the tree. It really helps me. And I walk barefoot as long as I can. And in the winters, I push down the snow and I make a little square and I take off my shoes and stand in 1 minute. I don't know. It helps me.
I love that, Leopold.
I love that.
So, well, my website isn't up and running yet, but I have a landing site of my method, Leonow method. I will give Annette my link. And the final thought is, don't give up. If you feel it, you have to move on and connect to yourself, start your Ascension journey. Do it, regardless your surrounding. It's so rewarding. Thank you.
All right, Brita.
Gosh, well, this has been a wonderful gathering. And yeah, anybody that's needs any, extra support, definitely reach out. And it's amazing how many resources are out there. Oh my gosh, videos and like Lisa's website, Awakening to Remembering,
of course.
Awakening to Remembering, I believe. And she's got some amazing books. But yeah, please, it's an email to, happy to support. But just, keep going, keep shining your light. And it gets easier. Maybe things look like a little more wacky, and as we know, wacky and weird in the third dimension, but just, it gets easier.
Yes.
I feel like in the situation I'm in with parents, it can be pretty intense and things like that, but I'm handling it and moving through things so much easier.
Your
night and
bandwidth
day.
has increased.
Yes.
There you go.
So
You can hit-
yeah.
All right, Collette.
I just want to say thank you for doing this, Annette. This was wonderful. And to anybody out there that wants to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Just remember, you're not going through this alone, and do the work. Just keep going. Don't give up. Keep going. You're not crazy. Just keep on going. And the gifts that you receive are just, it's all worth it. It's a newfound freedom. Just the freedom to be yourself, the freedom to I don't even know how to describe it, but just do the work, go through the programs, love yourself. That would be my biggest thing to say to you all out there. Love yourself. And thank you.
I think that was a beautiful way to kind of end it. I think, and one other thing, I think the only thing I would add is it's not overnight. And anyone who's tried to sell you that Ascension is overnight, they haven't done it. Because it's not. We get the low-hanging fruit at the beginning when we try something in telepathy and it works right away. And we're like, oh my God, this is so easy. But it's just our universe is saying, hey, this is something here. Keep going with it. It's kind of like that low-hanging fruit to get us kind of hooked on it. Like, hey, there's
Yeah.
something going on here. This is the energy and what's going on with this and all of it. We feel like in the beginning it is easy. And I remember one time I was getting into tarot cards and you could, call your soulmate to you. This is way like a decade ago. And I remember I kept doing it. I was like, nothing's happening. And I was telling this lady about it and she did it. She's like, oh, my soulmate came the next day. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I've been doing it for like a year and a half. And she did it one time and it happened. And I'm like, what? But a lot that happens for some of us. So we start to believe it, but for me, that wasn't the way I was supposed to go. So it wasn't going to happen like that. But it was just so funny because we can't compare.
Yep.
Other
Yeah.
people's journeys and someone's look so easy. And I would get so jealous. Like, how come their journey is easy and they're rainbows and kittens over here and I'm in hell over here and everything's collapsed on top of me and everyone else looks okay. But I think sometimes we put that face on we're okay when we're not okay because it's hard to let your whole human life dissolve around you. It takes a lot of inner strength and soul connection to allow that stuff to dissolve and keep going.
Very
Yeah, it
good.
takes a lot.
Very good.
Be brave. Be brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, be brave. So
Yeah.
we're going to end that here. And guys, stay on for a minute and I'll just cut that part out at the end. You guys stay on and I will end it here for everyone watching. So, okay, thank you. Keep practicing the art of intuition.